All right, y'all. We are back with another video, and I definitely had to bring y'all this because a lot of us is not happy with Pam Bondi, especially when she said she had the Epstein files on her desk. She was going to release them the next day. Then the files come out. Then we seen like this whole booklet of it's like it just blacked out, like with. And then some of the names we already seen on it is what we already knew. So a lot of people is not happy with Pam Bondi right now. I went on Twitter. I seen people has been saying that Donald Trump should fire her. He should get rid of Pam Bondi because she lied to us. So a lot of people right now is not happy with Pam Bondi. Don't promise the American people something if you're not going to be able to deliver on it. Especially when you said that you had it on your desk and then we see it and everything just pretty much blacked out. We can't see the names and stuff like that. So a lot of people is not happy with Pam Bondi. So the only way she's gonna make this right, she's gonna have to release them Epstein files. And then we're hearing that New York could have deleted the files. We may not never get them. I don't know, but I wanted to check this out about the Officer Tatum because I seen like a little partial clip of where he was kind of going in about this situation. I definitely wanted to see his take on it. So if y'all please do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and all let me know who all make it to the end because it definitely helps get the video out there. So like I said before, I've been hearing a lot of people saying that they want Donald Trump to get rid of Pam Bondi. I don't think he shouldn't do that just yet. But like I said, a lot of people is not happy with her, especially saying what you're gonna do something and then you don't do it. It kind of seems like you and Cash Patel ain't on the same page right now. So the main thing is we don't want to do nothing to make President Trump look bad and stuff like that. But I want to get into this where Officer Tatum kind of like went in more depth about this. So without further ado, y'all, let's go ahead and dive straight into it.
Let's talk about Pam Bondi. I'm giving my honest take. This may get me in trouble with the Trump administration. I don't know. I was going to make a video yesterday about this, but I said, let me hold off because I don't want no beef. I love Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I want us to win. I want us to succeed. But y'all don't follow me for me to just say what everybody want me to say because I'm afraid I won't get invited in these rooms. I just believe that we need to line this up a lot better than what we've been doing. There is no flipping way that Pam Bondi don't seem to be on the same page is Kesh Patel that don't seem to be on the same page as Trump that don't seem to be on the same page as what are y'all doing? That's all I'm saying. Look, I care about Trump. Y'all making Trump look bad. What are y'all doing? If you don't know why the FBI isn't releasing the Epstein files, don't release the files. Hold off on it. This ain't a make or break issue. I don't know a single mom thinking about Epstein files right now or somebody struggling, working on their job all day long just to get home, trying to provide for their family, buying groceries, and they worry about Epstein. He dead. Or he ain't going to jail. What do we, like, why are we introducing this foolery at a time such as this if you don't have nothing there? Pam Bondi, come on. You had the same documents that they holding up. This is so embarrassing. This is the most embarrassing. And I love everybody on here. Now, I don't know Liz Wheeler that much. But Rogan, Chad, the gay dude back there, I forget his name. What's his name? Pressler. I don't know who the other people are. But like a lot of these people I love. I like them. I don't want to. Y'all did this to them. Some of them are acting in good faith. Pam Bondi, you knew when you had the documents on the desk, you knew that whenever these binders were created for certain people, you knew what was in it. How about you say, y'all, we're going to hold off on these binders. The FBI is not releasing the stuff that we want them to release. Kesh, hey, how you want to handle this? Do you want to do a press conference? Are you going to get on top of this? Because I'll ease off of it until you get it. And when you get it, call me. And then we're going to roll this out together. Not that you roll this out. You got influencers looking crazy as three left shoes on an eight-legged man. They boasting with the binders and ain't nothing in it. Ain't nothing in it. Do we have a clip of the binder? We scrolling the binders? We'll get the clip. Y'all grown. I'm not talking about the influencers because they just, they getting played, in my opinion, and to a certain degree. Because I don't think they knew, and I heard for some people, I don't think they knew it wasn't nothing in there. They got duped to a certain degree. They at the White House, they doing all this photo op stuff. Some people said it wasn't a photo op, it just so happened the camera crew was out there or whatever. But They doing all this and ain't nothing in that binder. Nothing but redacted information. Pam Bondi knew that there was nothing in there. And she gave it to them. She let them use it, whatever the case may be. They did a whole photo op, whether it was intentional or unintentional. And they had, I don't know a single conservative person that believes that this wasn't a complete failure and embarrassment. That didn't need to happen. And then Pam Bondi writes a letter to the FBI and Kesh Patel, chastising them. This is what I'm afraid of, ladies and gentlemen, and y'all bear with me with this. I want to believe that everybody that Trump picked this time, that they were all genuine. They're all on one accord with one mission, one goal in mind, and they're going to work together almost seamlessly to do the will of the American people. My fear is, get the other clip up there. My fear is that we may have, and I'm not saying this 100% right now, but we may have gotten a bunch of people in who want the attention. I'm the big dog now. No, I'm the big dog now. No, I'm the big dog now. No, Elon Musk says, you send me this email back or you're going to get fired. Kesh Patel says, don't listen to Elon. Pam Bondi says, Epstein files will be released tomorrow. Then Pam Bondi turns and says, Kesh Patel and the FBI aren't releasing the files like I asked them to. Who is having a peeing contest of who can up who? I hope that this is not, I hope this is a misunderstanding and we do not have 4 years of this foolery. We have a thing now called a cell phone and an email and a coffee shop. Get off your butt and go talk to people before y'all start disseminating mixed information and the public is now saying, what foolery is going on here? And we gonna get our ashy elbows whooped in the midterms. And then all this stuff is gonna be for nothing because the Democrats gonna start, look, they don't know what's going on. Look, the right hand don't know what the left hand. Look, it's all shenanigans. Look, these people are not qualified. Look. And y'all just exacerbating this stuff. If Elon Musk does something and y'all know it's wrong, somebody contact somebody on the phone and say, hey, Elon, that was what you doing? Hey, just so you know, we ain't going with that. So how you want to put this out to the people? How you want to put this in a press release? Who gonna talk? Elon, you need to tell the people that they don't have to do this, therefore I don't have to say anything. Pam Bondi don't have to say anything. Any of these department heads don't have to say anything. Let Elon say it. Y'all.
And that's what I was saying, though. If y'all seen like the comment section, like people was not happy with Pam Bondi at all. They were like, oh my God, why did she lie to us? She should never say nothing. She should have just waited till she knew that she had the files. When she looked through it and seen that everything was there, then she should have been like, you know what? We're going to release this tomorrow. But like looking in that folder and you knew everything was kind of blacked out the way it is. And then you just tell everybody you're going to like release it. That's why a lot of people was not happy at all with Pam Bondi. I mean, not at all.
Get in a circle and coordinate this. God dang. They already saying the man is rogue and then y'all backdooring him. All right, let's look at this little binder thing. This was in the binder. I should have got to it quicker. Roll it.
Pam Bondi has sent a letter demanding that it be sent to her.
Look at this.
Tomorrow by 8 a.m. At that point, I imagine they will review the information, go through it, redact any personal identifying information and identities of victims, and continue to release this information in accordance with Trump's executive order.
A whole binder full. Look at that. It's like
There's
nothing. They were like, it's nothing.
Of people on this list. Again, not everyone on this list is someone that committed a crime. Jeffrey Epstein was not publicly known for this. He was connected with a lot of people, and it will take time to figure out who was actually involved in the crimes and who was simply someone he was going after. We know that President Trump was affiliated with him at some point earlier in his career. He's affiliated with a lot of people. He's a very famous, successful man. I'm sure Jeffrey Epstein wanted to entrap him. President Trump did cut off communication with Epstein.
Whoa, boy.
There's not one page that wasn't heavily redacted. In law enforcement, this is a complete redaction. You can't get nothing out of it. Let me tell you what we used to do. I was the PIO for Tucson Police Department for a year. I think it was a year or two. I can't remember. It was a short period of time. Matter of fact, I was the first officer that was a PIO, and I was the first brother That was the PIO. Redacted from her. She don't see redactions. She see everything that's in the files. She know exactly what the files show. The redactions are when they make it public, they go through and redact it because people don't have privy knowledge to the investigation. They don't have a security clearance. They're not a part of anything, so they're not privy to see it. Pam Bondi should know exactly what's in the files. And I'm telling you right now, she should be, and I'm not trying to go too far. I hope that this is not the case. But God is my witness. If somehow Pam Bondi has been saying there's all this stuff in these files, she's seen it. It's not redacted to her. And it comes out that it's another burger, she should step down. You already starting off crazy. If that's the case, if there's stuff in there, shout out to Pam Bondi, good job. But our God is my witness. Anybody in the Trump administration that's playing games and doing the release the crack and stuff, and we got evidence, and then they go and plead guilty to lying about the election. Pam Bondi, I love you. I support you. Please don't be that person, because I ain't going to have nothing nice to say. If you didn't looked at this stuff and you know ain't nothing there because you saw it, then the FBI releases what you want them to release and there's nothing there, and you knew it was nothing there this whole time, and you just trying to go viral, I'm on your head. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to move on. Roll the clip.
See, hopefully tomorrow is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information, but it's pretty sick what that man did.
So we were looking today to find out more about why the government's been so suspiciously protective of Jeffrey Epstein. This afternoon, a bunch of conservative influencers left a meeting at the White House with binders that said the Epstein files, phase 1. Once the binders were opened, people were able to see flight records and Epstein's Rolodex and a list of masseuses. The masseuses' names were blacked out, and the information from the flight logs wasn't new. Neither was the Rolodex. When we began to feel duped, Pam Bondi released a letter that says, basically, I was duped too. In the letter addressed to FBI Director Kash Patel, Bondi basically says, I asked you for the full and complete files related to Jeffrey Epstein. I received 200 pages of documents. I asked if these were all the documents, and the FBI said yes. Late yesterday, I learned from a source at the FBI field office in New York was in possession of thousands of pages of documents related to the investigation and the indictment of Epstein. Despite my repeated requests, the FBI never disclosed the evidence of these files. Bondi's demanding by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning that the FBI deliver everything to her office, including all records.
All right, let's get us up to speed. So she says she was duped. Really? I mean, they got binders. Somebody put the papers in the binders, right? Somebody had to open a binder, and it wasn't sealed. They open and be like,
yeah, like that's what I was saying. That's what I was trying to see. Like, if she got on there and said that she was going to release the Epstein files, so pretty much she already had the binder. She already looked up in there, and she knew she didn't have all the files. She should have just said, "We ain't gonna be able to release them tomorrow because we got some of the file, but we ain't got everything." She could have just came out and just said that. But that's the reason why I said before. Just like what Officer Tatum was saying, like, man, just don't be lying to the American people. Like he said, especially if nothing ain't there. But like this right here is a bad look, man. She should never came on TV and said that she was going to release something when she knew she didn't have all the pages. So it's like, come on, man.
I redacted. That's crazy. Hey, don't put that on TV. Let's wait a minute until the FBI show us something. They just all redacted. No, nothing new. I read it before I released it at 3 and before I gave all these influencers a packet. Some of the influencers say they were in the room with Trump and everybody. They had the paperwork. And let me just say this real quick. Why are we even doing this anyway? If you don't have the information and the FBI is not releasing it, how about we focus on the people's business and not Jeffrey Epstein? Just hold off on it, Pam. Hold off on it, Kesh. Y'all got other stuff to do. Get on the same page, and later this year you can release the files. This is only for conspiracy validation. This ain't got nothing to do with the American people. Nobody's money gonna get better. Nobody's house, living arrangement is gonna change. Nobody's 401k is gonna change. No, the stock market isn't gonna change. Nothing is gonna change. Israel is not going to be safer because we know Epstein files. So get on the same page first before y'all even do this on TV. Shout out to Jussie Waters for calling it out, man. I think he was the best. I think he one of the best on Fox.
Yeah, I
think he should have took over Tucker's spot. He the man, in my opinion. It rolled a clip. That's another story.
Audio, video recordings, all materials related to Epstein. And she ensures DOJ will disclose everything. And she's directing Patel to begin an immediate investigation into why the FBI isn't following orders. So who's in charge at the New York FBI field office? Who's withholding Epstein docs from the Attorney General? James Dennehy is running the show there. There he is. This is the guy who emailed his whole staff to dig in after Trump took office. And don't forget that James Comey's daughter is an assistant U.S. attorney for the Southern District of New York. She worked on the Epstein and Maxwell cases. She's kind of knee-deep in this. Epstein was facing sex trafficking charges in Lower Manhattan. Where's all that paperwork? The FBI seized computers, surveillance videos, banking records, file cabinets, and photographs from all of Epstein's properties in New Mexico, the Virgin Islands, Palm Beach, and in New York.
Man.
The Justice Department also gave Epstein a sweetheart non-prosecution deal.
And you can tell, like, they're just trying to hide the evidence. They trying to hide it. They do not want this stuff to come out, and you can tell that's exactly what it is. And salute to Jesse Water, because I like Jesse Water. He tells it just like it is. But like I said, the FBI in full panic right now. As like I said, Pam Bondi is demanding she get the Epstein files, you know. But I mean, we shall see. Hopefully, we get the files. You know, we'll see.
17 years ago. Where are those files? The Bureau of Prisons. Where are those files? You remember where Epstein killed himself? I asked Bill Barr about that, why everything seemed to go wrong that night.
When I first heard all the information and all the coincidences here, I was suspicious.
What were the coincidences? I mean, those were a lot of coincidences.
Well, one of the cameras was out.
Right.
He was supposed to have a cellmate. The cellmate left. They didn't replace the cellmate. And the guards who were supposed to check him every half hour didn't check him.
My EMT source said he was on the scene immediately to pull Epstein's body out to the morgue. And when he got to the cell, he saw 7 people there touching Epstein's body and moving stuff around. Trump did say during the campaign he'd release these files, so it's not like this came out of the blue. Jeffrey Epstein did act as an informant to the FBI. Is the Bureau embarrassed? Is the Bureau embarrassed that they let hundreds of young victims down? This was all happening right under everyone's noses. Epstein was probably an intelligence asset, rumored to be working with the Israelis, maybe this country, probably other countries. Was he a double agent? He had dirt on everyone and a knack for making cash. And he's dead. So the government has no one to protect but themselves.
All right, so you're seeing a little bit of Justice Waters' explanation, and
wow, bro.
I think he's on point, you know, because I think it's a Pam Bondi thing, but it's also a government thing. It's a government exposure thing, but I don't think this is necessary. I just really do think we need to have the optics of being on the same page. It's too early in the game for us to seem to be disgruntled and ordering investigation after all this stuff on the things that were not prioritized. We are doing a lot of stuff for the border. That was a priority.
Yep, we did.
Need to work on making the economy better. That is a priority. If we were suing people and we were, asking for accountability and disclosure of certain documents that's related to those key points that people voted for us for, then I wouldn't have a problem with it. But this Epstein thing just bothers me to no end, and I don't think it's really worth the squeeze. Okay, let's go to Pam Bondi real quick. This is supposed to be an updated one. It's only a minute. Roll it.
As you know, we released about 120 pages of documents, and I started asking for these documents right when I came into office and before Kash Patel was in there. So I ended up getting about 120 pages. We carefully redacted them, of course, to be sure the 254 young girls, women who are victims of sex crimes and sex trafficking, their personal information was redacted and out of there to protect them. So I'm going through it and I kept saying, there has to be more, there has to be more. I'm assured that's it. Kash asked the same questions. Assured there's no more. I found out, this week that a source told me New York, SDNY, they're sitting on thousands of pages of documents regarding Epstein. Thousands. And of course, you've seen the very strong letter. We will get everything. We will have it in our possession. We will redact it, of course, to protect grand jury information and confidential witnesses. But the American people have a right to know. And Donald Trump is the most transparent president in our nation's history. So not only will America get the full Epstein files, they will get JFK. They will get Martin Luther King.
Let's go with I want to have some verifying videos. That's why I want to play a few more. Then we're going to go to the next topic. Let's go to Liz Wheeler on Glenn Beck. Roll it.
But once we get outside, we see that there's a gaggle of press, essentially in the bushes to the side of the White House. And the looks on their faces, so sour, so dour, so astonished to see us, because it wasn't a, publicly announced meeting per se. And they were kind of like, what the heck are you guys doing here? And so we were, again, giddy from having been in the Oval Office, having just come out of a meeting with RFK where he was telling us some remarkable things he's working on. And they were curious about what we were holding. Now, this is a very important part of the story. We had not been told up to that point that there was any sort of embargo on this information. It was our impression at that moment that within about 2 minutes, we would be able to break the story of the SDNY stonewalling Pam Bondi. And so when the media was so sour and bitter that we had gotten this binder, yes, we were kind of laughing at them. We were holding up the binders in defiance, saying, you know what? You've been relegated to the bushes because you lie and you smear and you gaslight the American people, and we are the media now. And that was the background of that picture. Now, within about 2 minutes of that picture being taken, we were told, please don't report on the binder itself or the story about the SDNY until 3:30 in the afternoon, because they didn't want the press conference between Donald Trump and the UK Prime Minister to be solely focused on the SDNY Epstein files story. All of a sudden, we are in this situation where the press has gotten photos of us with these binders that appear to be real Epstein files, and yet we knew that they were not. And we begged for the embargo to be lifted. The process of that embargo being lifted was frankly botched up. That should have been, it was an error on the part of the White House not to allow us to go ahead and do that. We, of course, were being respectful of that embargo because we were just given an exclusive story. But what happened then is pictures of us holding the binders were the only things that we were allowed to post at that moment. But we thought we'd be able, within about 5 minutes of those posts, just getting people's attention, to tell what the real story is.
Right.
And yet the embargo wasn't lifted. And so it created this situation, and I cannot even tell you how frantic I felt in this situation, Glenn, because it appears to be a bait and switch. And my goodness, that's the last thing that was ever intended. I
think it was a switch.
Frantic behind the scenes, telling the White House, you have to let me tell this story. You have to let me release this. Do you know what this looks like publicly? But unfortunately, it was at least over an hour before we were able to do that. And so in the interim, everyone in the country, understandably so, assumed that those binders were full of Epstein files, and they felt like we were withholding information from them. They felt like we were engaging in clickbait. They felt devastated and used when they found out there was nothing in it. And again, honestly, I'll be blunt. I totally understand why people are pissed off, because I am too about that.
I am too. I'm pissed off for you and also as a citizen of America.
Yeah. And I think part of the thing that outrages me about this is like, okay, so basically it was a bad comms decision that led to a really significant story. I don't want to call it being overlooked, because when I posted on X last night or yesterday afternoon, I was on a plane.
Let's just get this lined up. I'm almost done with the story. They trying to be cute and they end up backfiring. You don't need to have a fake binder knowing that there's no Epstein files in it. You don't need to have the binder in the first place. And then you go and flash the media and say, ha, look at you fools. We're the new media. And then well, look what happens. You don't need to be cute. You got the American people, you got it or you don't. We don't want to be tricked. We don't want to be gaslit. We don't want to be propagandized to, propagated to, maybe that's the better word. We don't want that. We got our lives. We got all this stuff. We're spending our time looking at people who we trust to give us information that can be trustworthy. Mm-hmm. We don't need y'all playing games. I'm glad I wasn't a part of that. Because I wouldn't.
That's the reason why I said, I think when I did the first video on it, that's why I was everybody was mad. I mean, you talking about everybody mad at Pam Bondi, already calling her jobs and she should step down. She should do this. I mean, man, come on, man. And you know me, I still believe in Pam Bondi. I believe she'll still get the job done. It just, this point right here was really a bad look. It was really a bad look. Because I'm like, man, come on. We thinking we got the files, and then pretty much nothing's there. Just nothing's there. So you just had the whole comment section was just upside down. Pam Bondi, she's a liar. She's a liar. She should never said this and knew she didn't have it. She said she had it on her desk, and she knew nothing wasn't in it before she knew she was gonna release it. So it's like everybody then just kind of turned on Pam Bondi right now. And that's the reason why I said the only way for her to make it right, she's gonna have to get those files. Since y'all already done started it, you know what I'm saying, like with the files, you're gonna have to go ahead and get them files. We want every name, every flight log. We want everything. Because like I said, that's the only way Pam Bondi can get back in the good graces of some of the American people. Some people do say they still believe in Pam Bondi. I still believe she's going to get the job done. But like I said, there's a lot of MAGA that is mad at her, you know, over this because she said she was going to release something. They had everybody thinking it was going to be what everybody been waiting on. All the names on there, and that wasn't the case. So that's the reason why a lot of people was pissed off, though.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to have a binder that I know ain't nothing in it. We're gonna show the media. Man, I'm a grown man with kids. Ain't nobody got time to be playing. And this is what happened when you play. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. I wanted to propose something to Trump, and I got the proposal already ready to go. I don't know what they're doing here. Maybe I'll present it, maybe I won't. Because I know that there's a way to disseminate information to influencers in a more succinct and in a way that makes sense, that's professional, that's curated, that's not, I want to go viral. Oh, let's show the media. It's like, because I'm going to tell y'all the truth. When the Epstein files do come out, I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what Trump want to say. I don't know what we got to go and look it up and try to find stuff, and it's too disorganized. And that's the part that bothers me about what I saw yesterday. It's too disorganized. Donald Trump has already had a plan for dignitaries to be at the White House. Yep. Why are y'all releasing binders and doing all this at the same day that this is happening? The left hand ain't talking to the right hand.
Yeah, there you go right there. Salute to the officer, Tatum. Make sure y'all go subscribe to your channel. I definitely had to get this out there, but like I said, a lot of people ain't happy with Pam Bondi. Let me know in the comment section if y'all still, you still trust Pam Bondi. You don't want her to lose her job, which a lot of people has been calling for a job. I don't, think the woman should be fired. She just got in there. Everybody make mistakes, but, a lot of people just ain't happy with her right now. But, hey, I still believe she's going to get the job done. I still believe in Cash Patel. They're going to get the job done. But we shall see. So thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.